जब मैंने आपको फर्स्ट टाइम जब देखा तो आप एक बहुत ही छोटी सी बेबी क्यूट और क्या कहते हैं आपके यहाँ पे एक बर्थ मार्क जब मैंने देखा, पहले दिन तो आप सोती नहीं मुस्तकिल, तो मैं आपको गोद में उठाती थी या जो भी पापा आते थे गोद में उठाते थे, लेकिन दूसरे दिन से आपने कहा कि अब मैं दुनिया में आ गई हूँ, हेलो करके आपने
This may take a bit.
That's fine.
What emotion do I feel most frequently? Oh, let me think. Fuck, all of them.
I think I think I do like kind of apply all of my thoughts and feelings to who I am, because I'm like, what else am I then?
बहुत लाओबाजी थी, बहुत ही वो थी कि बस हो गया नहीं हुआ बात खत्म हो गई बात। अम्मा को बबला जाती थी, लेकिन मैं इतनी रिलैक्स होती थी। मैं अम्मी से कहती थी अम्मी खा ले पी ले ऐश उड़ा ले, फिर जाना ही जाना है दुनिया से, बात खत्म। बहुत दिनों के बाद जब मैं यहाँ आ गई तो एक 15 डेज के बाद जब मेरे पापा का कुछ एक, तो मैंने कहा ओ बेटे इन अहमद नाउ यू आर इन अ डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड बेटे।
I think for like a long time, like in kind of like my younger self, I associated myself with being like kind of like the smart one, and like that was like what I flattened it out to be. So I wanted to associate myself with all the other people that were like super like quote unquote smart. But I feel like I don't know, I've got more to my life than like just like grades. I tend to be someone that likes a lot of like breadth in my life. I feel like you hear about this a lot, this like narrative like quality of like, you know, you're like who you are as a child, and then you like kind of stop being that way as a teenager, and then you kind of come back to that. And I do kind of resonate with that a lot, because I feel like once I like let go of like kind of like the high school like fear of embarrassment, I kind of like reverted back to like that kind of like childhood personality that I had.
Like my life is on a wave. Like sometimes I feel like I don't know, like despair, and then I feel like calm again or shit, you know, it's kind of just a wave. I guess sometimes it hinders me. I don't know, sometimes I think like I've acted some way in the past, so now I can't act a different way. Sometimes I think like I'm not allowed to change. But then I think, then it's like, that's all life is. Who's to say what stays the same? You just gotta remember like, all there is change. Sometimes I think like, I'm not allowed to change, but then I'm like, oh, that's all there is.
नानी मेरे साथ मजाक बहुत किया करती थी, हर वक्त नकलें उतार के बात करना, सब करना। नानी मुझे कहती थी बड़ा मुश्किल काम है वैसे तुम्हारा, ये मैं बता दूं बहुत मुश्किल होगी। सख्त भी रही हमारे साथ, और हमारे साथ एक माँ को तो थोड़ा बहुत, हर मदर्स जो होती है वो थोड़ी सी डिसिप्लिन करने के लिए बच्चों को थोड़ा स्ट्रिक्ट तो होती है। मुझे एक बहुत अच्छी मदर याद आती है, बहुत ही ज्यादा। जो चीजें उन्होंने मुझे समझाई, जो गाइड की, जो बताया, वो मेरे काम आ रही है।
Like my mom is always really happy to see me, and that makes me think that I belong here. And my mom being just always happy to see me just reminds me that like I belong in the universe. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just a reminder that, you know, like I can do anything, and I'm welcome to do anything. Because sometimes in life, like I'm like, for whatever reason, it's like a feeling of like I'm doing wrong for no reason, and it's just like a general feeling she like instilled in me, that like I belong in the world.
My aunt Pupu, like I went to their house like every single day after school for like 15 years. So like a lot of the like kind of just like vague like snippets of like childhood memory I have are just, especially like when you grow up with like grandparents that like you don't have the same first language as them. I feel like a lot of like the memories are like more of like a feeling or like a presence than like actual like conversations you had as children. Like I remember like doing certain things, and I remember like just like being around the garden with them, those sorts of things.
मैं एलिवेटर से बहुत डरती थी। वो नाना अब्बू को चाहे 5th फ्लोर पे जाना हो, 6th पे 7th पे, वो मेरे साथ बेचारे स्टेयर्स चढ़ के जाते थे, और ये नहीं कहते थे कि मैं थक जाता हूँ या कुछ हो जाता हूँ। मुझे कहते थे नहीं मसला ही कुछ नहीं है, तो कोई बात नहीं, एक्सरसाइज हो जाएगी, ऐसी क्या बात है। चल लेते वो बेचारे मेरे साथ ऊपर जाते थे एलिवेटर पे चल
I was feeling a little alone. I realized in my head, I was like, every time I feel this way, it's actually not that bad because I just think, because I always have my boy Deep to rely on. I was like, yo, I love you very much. You mean so much to me. He's like my rock in life. And I texted him, and he texted me back like a whole like essay. I was like, just I don't know, just like I love you too. You mean a lot to me. And I started crying. I met him in 3rd grade. He's just been on that wavelength his entire life, just wherever the fuck he like feels like. I don't know who I would be if I didn't meet him.
Definitely Diana. Like, not as many siblings, I don't think, are as close as me and her, because a lot of times, like, it'll take me until somebody's like, oh, like, you and your sister are, like, really close. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess we are. Like, I don't know, like, that's just always how it was. Like, we just did everything together. Who else were we gonna hang out with? Like, we didn't have other friends. So,
और ऐसे बहुत था रोमैसा में इतनी बड़ी भी हो गई थी तभी मैं नाना के साथ बहुत घूमती थी हर जगह बहुत बहुत बातें भी बहुत शेयर की मैंने उनके साथ बहुत बातें करते थे मुझे बताते थे बैठते थे तो मैं उनके साथ फुल एंजॉय करती थी यही मेरी अम्मी के साथ भी बहुत मेरी अम्मी भी मेरे साथ बहुत चीजें शेयर करती थी उनके साथ मैंने बहुत एंजॉय किया बहुत लाइफ मतलब बहुत टाइम स्पेंड
One day you think one thing, something happens to you, someone in your life acts with understanding or compassion, you think maybe I can act that way too. And then maybe you expect one thing and then another thing happens and it changes the way you think about something. And you realize you can think differently, or you can, be more understanding, or you can change the way you feel about something. You have to be like a certain way, and then maybe you see someone else not be that way. You think maybe I don't have to be that way. Maybe that happens so many times that you just start to think nothing has to be anything, and you can just life is just learning.